Afternoon, everybody. BushCat Daryl here. Worked all day in the woods, getting that wood up for the meat shop, getting it up out of the woods so that we can get to it if it ever turns into winter again. But going for a little airplane ride this afternoon. Wind's blowing a little bit, but that's all right. Makes it fun. Alrighty, here we go. Taking off to the west, and you've seen me do this quite a few times. I like to hop it in the air, get a little speed in the ground effect, take it up out. I was just off for a little wind therapy, and I said, well, you know what? I said, the boys got to be working. Let's go check and see what Farmer Bob's up to. So over to Greenway, got this big spot right dead over the nose there is Swiss Stacks, where they got all the strawberries. But I could see the big tractor discing down on the other side of the field there, so we dropped her down in and flying along here a few feet above the ground, just picking a spot to land. I mean, I can land anywhere out here. Look at it; it's huge. But I wanted to get up by the tractor so I could get a look at them, and so I ended up just coming up to the corner by where the hedgerow ends right here, and just plopping it on, and then taxied up by the tractor. And of course, in the meantime, I'm texting Farmer Bob, and he tells me he's over by Schultz Road. So obviously, if he's over by Schultz Road, this isn't him. This was Marty over here disking. So I taxied up so we could get a little bit of a look at the tractor, but I didn't want to get too close to him because it wasn't Bob, and I didn't want to alarm him. You know, Bob knew I was coming, and I'm a long ways away from this machine, right over the nose of the over the nose of the airplane there. You can see him disking in the dust blowing in the wind there. So I pulled up a beam to him here, and I stopped. And of course, that gave me a minute to text Bob, and I figured out where there's a tractor and discs over there in front of us again. So once I figured out where he was, I said, well, let me go over and see if I could find him. So it was a matter of just pushing the throttle on and hopping the BushCat in the air. And again, always speed in the ground effect. You got some speed, you can control the airplane good, and trade speed for altitude at any point. So we get down here to the end of the field there, and I turned off toward the west, toward the setting sun. And as I was flying over, I got a text from Fritz Shears from the Fritz Polka Band fame. Lives across the railroad tracks from me here. So I said, well, let's go over and say hi to Fritz. So they got the hedgerow cut out here. You can see all the debris right here. We're just flying over it right now, where it makes it good because I can drop down in here. And then of course here, same thing. You just fly along close to the ground in the ground effect, and then pick a spot you want to land. Just touch the airplane down. BushCat handles so good for this off-airport stuff. You can spot land it anywhere, and with the big tires, it handles any rough terrain that you might encounter. They got this actually smoothed out pretty good. They put soybeans in here, and then you can see the little hash marks in the soil where they color packed it, and that smoothed it out. That smoothed it out pretty good. So anyway, taxiing up to the house here. And, of course, back in the day when I was driving truck for a Night of Madison Milk Producers Cooperative, Fritz's dad, Fritz Sr., run the dairy farm here, and that's what they made their living at, was the dairy farm. So I neglected to get any video of Fritz and I chatting, but we had a nice talk, and took the obligatory selfies for Facebook and what have you, so. But hop back in the airplane and get her fired up, get the headphones back on, and ready to go. Give the kids a wave. The kids love it when I land there with the airplane, and they get to actually get up close to it there. That was kind of neat. But again, we just put the throttle on and point her off. This was kind of a little downwind takeoff here. I didn't want to taxi all the way back, and I knew I had plenty of room to go out that way. And you can see we're chasing our shadow close to the ground, letting it speed up. And I'm glad they took this hedgerow out. You can see they got all them trees beat up pretty good there. Got a nice little cut in the trees here to fly out through right there by the railroad tracks. I grew up on Station Street and lived right next to the tracks for years. So here we are. This is where Farmer Bob's working. I finally found him. This is to my right would be Rock Road, and then where you see the dust up there, obviously, is the machine where Bob's working. And again, it's just a matter of picking the spot you want to land on, and then, no need to land in short and then having a taxi all the way back here. You might just well fly down to the end of the field. And they got it opened up here. You can see there's a cut in the hedgerow right in front of us. So actually, you've got a super long area that you could use for landing, but the BushCat don't need it. Nice short field machine. You can see Bob with the tractor and the planter off to our left there a little bit, coming into the frame. And when you're doing a lot of work in a lot of places, you have to have those big machines. So I said, well, let's open the door up and jump out. And of course, Bob jumped out of the tractor, and here you'll see him jump out of the tractor here in a minute. He comes over. We have a nice little visit. Of course, the wind was blowing, so the dust got us after a fashion, but that's no big deal.
I landed over there. Thought it was you.
I see you before when I pulled in it.
Yeah. Then when you said the end of Schultz Road, I'm looking on the other end.
Oh, okay.
And it's like I'm an idiot. So I Fritz texted me. He said, I just saw you fly over, so I had to land there and talk to him. That I got to stay out of that. That stuff's up like that there.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's looking good. I'm not going to hurt it a great deal with these big tires, but just the same. I don't want to. I can land in this because I'm not hurting the crop, but I don't want to make tracks in it. I may make tracks in that over there by Barb's because I may land there again. I got.
Right next to her house is corn. It won't be up there.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, that's corn. I sure ain't going to be able to land in that because it gets too high, So, but yeah. Yeah. No, I landed by Marty, and then he didn't look like he was stopping, and then of course I got the text from you and said it wasn't you.
Oh yeah.
Then of course I had to get the obligatory photo with Fritz, and
okay. Yeah.
got him. Then when I looked at this, with that field there, I got all kinds of clear approach to get, in and out of here. So I figured,
it's nice and smooth. That's
yeah. So I figured it was. Yeah, I see that fitted up pretty nice.
Yeah, that's all.
But I don't want to hold you up. I just had to, we had to keep the.
Trying to go. Hope we
got
done by Friday. I had 2 test spots this morning.
Yeah.
So I was down all morning, but we're putting Milo in now. Half the big field's going in Milo, and we got your field planted the other day. It's all set.
Yeah.
And, it's going good. Hopefully done by Friday. Be on the boat this weekend.
That'll be good. Sure.
We just need some rain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If it would rain, that would help. So. All right. I'm going to taxi all the way to the other end and come back this way. So
Yep. Just you always use all the runway. Runway behind you is not any good. That's it was a little bit rough. This field was, but I taxied all the way back to the other end, and of course I had my neighbor over there was getting the cell phone video there, and of course got back down to the other end. You can see they got the rows in here pretty good, and we just hopped it in the air. And usually I'll speed up in the ground effect, but this time I wanted to get clear of that machine, and clear of the dust. So I just took her up with a max performance takeoff, and of course you can see we get several hundred feet in the air just like nothing. So, but back home after a substantial mission with multiple off-airport landings today, trying to propagate the Farmer Bob series. You can see the boys are getting that work done. So here we are, final approach. Going to flop around the end of the runway, and another Farmer Bob mission well done. Hope you enjoyed the ride.